So we are
Yeah.
live.
Hi,
Yeah.
we're live
Oh,
with no intro. Let me go live on Instagram.
live with no intro. Yes. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
going
so
on Instagram. Hi, everyone. We
hi,
thought that
hi
we
everyone. Let us get all set up. Here we go. I see you on Instagram, so I'm just gonna join there. If you're
yes.
watching this, of course, share. And one moment. Okay, I've sent you the request on Instagram. We had usually the intro, but not today. If you're watching it here, we are live on all channels. To the left is Instagram. And today we're talking about mental health. I wrote a sort of a little intro. It's an unusual way to start, but I wrote something specific because I read something that somebody, or I heard something that somebody said about you, and I wanted to open with that. So, can we
So
start
can
there?
we start there? Yes, of course. Let's start
Okay.
wherever.
Okay, so give me a minute or two. I'll build this intro because this is going to be an interesting subject. And someone basically working with you said these words the other day after speaking with you, and I think that it encapsulates what this interview will be about, and it encapsulates it well. So what he said, "Look, Mayor, it's not about if I agree or if I disagree. It's not about if what you say, Mayor, is wrong or if you're right. I'm just allowing the medicine to work on me." That's what he said, which is an expansive medicine, an expansive viewpoint, which essentially challenges me to be bigger and to have more cause in my life, not to be at the mercy of circumstances. That's what he said. And I thought that was amazing. And based on that, I wrote a few words that I think it's important for people to hear. And I wrote this: Mayor is a mind expander. People might not understand a lot of the stuff Mayor talks about at first. It might confuse them at first. It might challenge people at their core beliefs. But what it does is it also challenges what people think about spirituality, emotions, words, and labels. And that's why Mayor is so valuable. That's why we do this podcast, because we want to challenge core beliefs. That's what why I, doing the interview, try to bring out that value that you have in you by asking certain questions or going deeper. And I always know that what you're going to say will be very interesting. It'll be very different. It's maybe even bizarre at times. It's for sure not what people have been taught in the past. But I always encourage listeners with the following. Like the guy said, let Mayor expand your mind. Let the medicine work on you. And of course, listeners can always go deeper into what you teach by going to our website or signing up for the next free webinar. Like tomorrow, we have the ADHD one. You can go to adhd.gprosperity.com. So, all that to say, today's mental health interview is for people that are willing to look. If listeners have mental health problems that they don't consider as a problem, like all is good and well, and you're happy with your mental health circumstances, and you're comfortable maybe with taking drugs for your problems, and you feel that you have the answers, then it's not the episode for you. But if you're willing to move all the furniture in your head, if you're willing to be challenged, if you're willing to switch your viewpoint, if you're willing to find true answers and not some kind of explanation and hope for the best, you're in the right place. That's really what we're after here today. So that's the intro, and
Wow.
it was inspired by that guy, and
Mhm.
um, and I really want to dive in on that. How can we talk about mental health in a way that puts you back in the driver's seat? Because most people that have mental health problems, it's kind of like, this is my circumstance. So I have some kind of a brain problem, or I was born this way, or I had a trauma as a kid, or whatever that today is causing me problems. So how do I get back into the driver's seat?
So, like anything in the universe, if you really understand something, you can fix it.
Mhm.
And if you
Mhm.
cannot fix it, it's a proof that you don't understand it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Mhm.
fact that mental health is a growing problem, it means that whoever trying to handle it don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
so the first thing
Just
that
one
probably
thing, Mayor. Just sorry to interrupt you. One thing, I think that your mic is potentially not the mic in front of you.
okay, let me check. Hold
So
on.
let's just fix that. Yeah.
You're potentially right.
Okay, potentially. Now, by the way, whoever is on, please interact in the chat. Oh, I see Anna's here. Hello. Carmela, Mayor is priceless, life changing. I agree. Arjuna,
Thank
Mayor gives mind blowing answers. Yes, he does. Absolutely. So, by the way, as we
you.
talk, use the chat, interact, share with people. That's what this is all about. So, Mayor, I can hear you better. I could already tell. So, go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay,
Yeah.
so the basic idea is like that. If you have a problem and the problem becoming worse or do not improve, which means it's becoming worse. If it doesn't improve, it's becoming worse.
Mhm. Yeah.
Then you need to know that you don't know. You need to know that the handling that you have for the problem is the wrong handling.
Yes. Okay.
Why? Two things. Number one, without you doing anything, 22.5% of all people will improve. This is the placebo effect.
Okay. Yes.
So if you do nothing, 22.5% of the people will improve. And if you see that there is a deterioration, which means not even 20% improve, then something is wrong. So if I'm going to help you in business and I have 22.5% improvement, I should not applaud myself because this will
Hmm.
happen in whatever event,
Regardless. Yeah.
regardless. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is really important to understand that in order to actually bring results, you need to go to the areas of about 22.5%, which is the zero line. Okay. And when you look
Okay.
at people around, you'll see that people are crazy. You look, I want to take a little bit to the extreme because always when you look at the extreme, it gives you a kind of a benchmark.
Okay.
You look at the average parliament in the globe today, and you see the behavior of the parliament members, and you'll see that the average parliament around the world, the behavior is of hooligans. I don't know how to call those people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I cannot,
Buffoons. Yeah.
yeah, I cannot even
Yeah.
consider them as people. Like it's borderline
Hmm.
monkeys. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is really so it's not because they're not clever, it's because the mental health issue is a massive issue. So there is
Okay.
a massive mental health problem, and because why is it massive? Because it's not handled. Why drugs, street drugs? Why is it massive? Because it's not handled.
Yeah.
Why education is not handled? Because why education becoming a bigger and bigger problem? Because it's not handled. Why criminality becoming a bigger problem? Because it's not handled. The way that people handling it, the way that people trying to fix it or to improve the situation is it's what caused the situation to become worse.
Mm.
So if they will do nothing, it will be better because there will be 22.5% improvement. And this is the first
Mm.
thing to confront, to understand.
Yeah.
So if
So the
you
first
look and
thing to understand is that, yeah, go ahead.
if you see a deterioration, it means generally that you are not improving at 22.5%,
Hmm. Hmm.
which
Interesting.
means that you're doing something wrong. Your actual action, the things that you try to solve, is what caused the problem.
Hmm.
I'll give
Okay.
you an
The things that you're
example.
trying to solve. Yeah. Give me an example. Yeah.
So you've got an argument with a person, and the person shouting at you, and you shouting at him, so he will not shout at you. Now,
Hmm.
obviously,
Hmm.
you're shouting at him so he will not shout at you, create more shouting. So your action to try to fix the problem is what caused the problem to deteriorate,
I
to
see what you mean.
become bigger. Yes, what caused the problem to worsen.
I see. Fighting fire with fire in a way.
Yes. So if someone have a mental, let's say if someone is there is a percentage of criminal in society, and the percentage become worse, it's become bigger. It
Hmm.
means that what you're doing to handle criminality is causing more criminality.
I see. I see.
But because people don't know that, they think no, the people are bad, the parents are bad, the environment is bad. but it's
Mm.
not the issue. It's not the
Yeah.
issue. What you do to handle the problem worsen the situation.
Yes, I see. I see. Interesting. That's a very interesting thing to face. Yeah, that's like, huh, okay.
Look at school. Look at school. It used to be that you got to school and you really learned. You've learned mathematics. You've learned. You knew things. Yes.
Yeah.
As time goes on, people try to improve the schooling, and today you'll see that the school is not teaching
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah.
And it's not
True.
it was not a problem if it was not teaching anything. It's teaching wrong. The result is worse than if the person will not study at all, nothing.
Yes. Yes. True. I've often thought that. Yeah.
The result is worse than if you will, which means the action that we're doing bring about problems. You understand the idea?
Hmm. Yes. That's so interesting. Yeah. 100%. Okay.
So when you see a situation that deteriorate, it means that you took the what God gave you, the 22.5% placebo effect. This is a
Yeah.
God-given present to mankind, and you
Yeah.
destroy it. You
Uh-huh.
you get less results than that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing point, actually. Yes. So what do people do? How do they bring about improvement? How do they raise above that 22.5%?
So first of all, you need to know. Let's look at business. You take most of the startups will close within five years, which means the success
Hmm.
stories or success ratio of startups is less than 5%. Less than
Yes.
5%. If
Hmm.
you will do nothing, if you will be a startup and you will do nothing, there will be 22.5% startups that will succeed. So
But
it's
what does that mean? Do nothing.
which means
Like,
you just go in and don't try to improve, don't try to be, just do your work and don't try to improve, don't try to be smart, don't do like, just do your
mhm,
work,
just
just come
offer
to work,
something for
sit,
sale.
coffee. Yeah, sit, drink
Yeah.
coffee and be nice to people.
Yeah, yeah.
I promise you,
Gotcha.
it
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
totally crazy, but it is the
Yeah.
situation.
It will reduce the burn rate, that's for sure. There'll be much less money spent. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So this is
Amazing.
the first
Okay.
thing you realize. Okay. So now,
Yeah.
if you realize that, you now basically get yourself into a position where you a little bit more responsible because you cannot justify the failure. So if you
Mhm.
have a mental health issue and it does not improve and does not improve and does not improve, it's deteriorating. You need more medication. You feel more depressed. You have more suicidal thoughts. You feel worse. You feel worse. It means that the handling is actually making the situation worse. What you
Yes.
consider handling is making the situation worse. And if you will
Wow.
just
Yeah.
know that, if you will just know that, if you'll be brave enough to look at the results and realize, okay, one second, something is going down, I'm not improving, then you'll fix it. Now, if you have a mental health issue and you are improving, I would suggest
Mhm.
to you to continue with what you're doing. If you
Yeah.
inject heroin as you're handling and you're improving, you go every week, you're improving, you're improving, you're improving, you're improving, you're improving. I would suggest go ahead, continue.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get you. Yeah.
because no one can
If it's more
argue with
perfect, yeah.
himself. If it works,
Yeah.
it's correct. But from what my observation, it doesn't work. Why? And how do you know that something doesn't work? If you need to continuously do it. If for
Mm.
20 years
Mm.
I need to take, or 10 years, I need to take medications for something, obviously the medication do not handle the problem, it masks the problem.
Yeah, that's true. That makes
Yes?
sense. Yeah,
Um,
fascinatingly true.
if I need to do diets for 20 years and I'm basically going up on my weight, obviously the diet is not the answer.
Mm. Mhm. True.
I do a
That's
diet
very
and I lose some weight, but 3 months later I'm heavier. Obviously, the diet trigger some mechanism in the body that makes the body worse.
Yeah. If
It's
very
crazy
true.
because everyone
Yeah,
believes
that's
diet is the answer. Everyone believes drugs are the answer. It's the same thing. If you take diet and you take a person and he's doing a diet because he wants to lose 2 kilos and he loses 2 kilos, but then he gained 4. And
mhm.
then he's doing another diet to lose 4 kilos and he loses 3 now and he gained 5. And
Uh-huh.
there is a deterioration. Obviously, it's incorrect.
Yeah,
The
interesting,
handling
huh?
is incorrect. The diet is incorrect because if you would not do any diet, at least you will know that the situation is bad and you need to do something.
Yeah, right. You
And
won't
it's
feel that you're doing that you're improving.
exactly, you will not mask it.
Yeah.
You will not take drugs to mask it. The drug in the case of weight is diet because you will see there's some people that can eat the whole chocolate section of the supermarket and they don't put on weight.
Yeah. Right.
There are some people that go next to the supermarket and put on weight. They don't need to eat.
True. True. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
So that brings me. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
obviously, it's not what you eat. It's not what you eat. There's something
Yeah.
else which is senior to the physical actions.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so people have problems, they try to improve those problems. The very improvement that they try to do destroys and makes the problem worse, which is really interesting. Okay, so just a side note, we have on Instagram, Biwi said hi, Ahmed said hi,
Hi,
Lauren is
hi.
here saying hi. We have Kapil, and Kapil asked about the placebo effect. Are those 22.5% improvement connected with communication somehow? That's his question.
No, just anything. Just 22 and a half. You do anything. You
Hmm.
eat you eat cheese instead of meat. 22.5% of the people will lose weight, will improve.
Yeah,
Or if you
yeah,
buy your bacon on a discount instead of bacon with no discount, if you're Jewish, you will lose weight immediately. Yes,
yeah.
just
Jewish,
because
we like bacon on discount.
yeah, that
Exactly.
does not
Okay.
make it kosher for Jewish people. The discount.
Exactly, the discount. So my question is, on the subject of mental health, right? People are always trying to solve it. I can say that from what I've seen, there's overall mental health is becoming more and more of a topic, so it's potentially more and more of a problem these days. And mental health is varied. It can be labeled like, oh, I have anxiety, or it can be depression, or it can be something that people just, it's not mental health in some kind of a label. They just feel that their mental health is deteriorating. They feel burnt out. They feel heavy, just a heaviness. They feel like they don't have energy for people. Not something official that they even medicate for, but they're getting affected. So the question is, are some people just born like that, or why does that turn on? Yes, people try to improve it in different ways. We've explained, the angle of trying to improve it, but why does it turn on? And by the way, Regan, hi Regan. Regan said oftentimes the medication treats the symptom and can help, but it's not the root cause, which is very true, exactly. So why does that turn on? Why does it turn on for some people? Like I just one more thing, I've seen people that are young kids become teenagers, become young adults, doing great. And all of a sudden, I don't know, early 20s, certain symptoms start to show up of like, just they're not as vibrant. Something changes. Why?
Okay. So there are few reasons, all of them connected to one basic source. Imagine that when a person is born, in his mind that is perfect, there are mines that if he step on them, they explode.
Oh, mine. Okay. In your mind, you have minds. Okay.
Yes, in your
Yes.
mind,
Interesting.
we need you to say it. Otherwise, it's for me, mind sound the same.
Yeah. The accent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in your
Okay.
mind, you're born with many minds that are there that if you step on them, regardless on which age, you will go cuckoo. You have an
Okay.
explosion, and your mind, which is really a series of picture, get messed up. The picture get messed up, so you don't act logically.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you've got a hard drive that the data got corrupted. So the
Okay.
computer start to act crazy.
I see.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
So imagine that you have minds like that, okay, that can explode in anything at any moment. Those minds can get explode by something that triggered them. So you know that there are minds that get explode if you step on them.
Mhm.
A mine can get explode if you go next to them because you change the magnetic field around them. A mine can get explode by operating them remotely. There's different way to operate mines, and it's the same thing in the mind. So the key things that explode those mines are losses,
Okay.
invalidations.
Okay.
Someone make you wrong, you try to
Yeah.
be right, someone make you wrong,
Okay.
and your own sins.
Mm.
When you commit a sin, or when someone invalidates you, or when you lost something, those are the three main ways. There are some other things, some other mechanism, but those are the three ways that actually cause those minds to explode. The moment that they explode, your hard drive is messed up,
Mhm.
and the program do not operate like it should anymore, because you
Yes.
had an explosion in your mind, and the explosion, you feel it like an emotional response, you feel it like pain, you feel it like a mental health issue.
Mhm.
But since the problem is in your mind and you feel it in your body, you don't see your mind, you don't know how to see your mind. You see your mind all the time, but you don't know how to look at your mind. So you think that because the body is painful, you need something for the body, or you think that your emotions are hurt, so you need alcohol because it seems seemingly change your emotion, or you need some drugs.
Mhm.
And that action of alcohol, drugs, and bad advice
Mhm.
is what actually mess you up. The actions that you do to fix the explosion is what mess you
I
up.
see. I see.
Extra action needs to be, you need to reorganize your pictures
Okay, in your mind.
in your
So of
mind. Yeah.
course, okay. So of course, the question is, how is that done? But before that, we have a couple of questions here. So somebody asked, wouldn't all that be forms of trauma, even if at different depths?
Yes. So you can call it trauma, but what does it mean, trauma? So I'm giving it an explanation of the mind and the pictures, because really all trauma is a loss. What does it mean, trauma? Something hit you, some cells die, and you've got a loss. Or someone did talk to you in a way that made you less, someone made you wrong, and that caused you to lose some viewpoint about yourself, or you committed the sin and you consider that you are now not as good as you used to be, which is a loss.
I see. Oh wow, interesting. I get that. Yeah,
Yes. So,
yeah.
so yes, you can say trauma. It's not incorrect, but it does not explain the problem, and it doesn't open the door to a handling. Because if the trauma is a trauma, okay, what can I do with trauma? But if there was an explosion and the picture got mixed up, and all I need to do is to reorganize the pictures, I can do something about it. Which, by the way, tells you that if your definition of the problem do not open the door for a handling, it does not contain the handling, your definition is incorrect. Because trauma, what can I do with trauma? I don't have an untrauma powder. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have, if the pictures been mixed, I do have a way to fix them, because each picture have a date and time stamp in them, so I can reorganize them.
I see. Gotcha. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so I want to understand more about the reorganizing. We have another question from Arjuna. Can you maybe Mayor? Can you just say something? I want to make sure I hear you on Instagram. Just say hello for a second.
2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
I hear
5.
you. Perfect. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, good. So, Arjuna asked, maybe because of toxins or worms in the body. I mean, is there any role of body with the mental health of a person? And if yes, how much?
Zero. The only thing on the body is a manifestation. Why the worms come to you and not to me? What do you think? My guts is not as nice as yours? Do you think it has perfume in it?
I'm
Why
hurt. Do
do
you think that my guts are not as nice as yours?
yes, it's not as attractive as yours.
Yeah. Uh,
This is anti-Semitic.
yeah, anti-Semitic worms. But I mean, that's a very interesting point, though, that you make. Is so why do some people get worms, some don't? Why does someone get sick, someone doesn't, physically, let alone mentally? But yeah, on the physical level, where is that connection between mental and physical? You say, look, the body is zero. It's all
The
mind.
body is just a manifestation.
And what do you mean by
Anything,
manifestation? That word, like,
the result of something else.
okay,
So you take a person and you give him a bad news, and you will see he can get older in 1 second by 10 years.
mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm,
So the body deteriorates very quickly. Yes.
yeah,
But because the body, you said, yes, but if I hit a person, the body also deteriorates very quickly. True. But the mental side of it, that I put myself there to be hit, and why didn't you hit the other person?
mm-hmm,
So if you will actually look, everything that happened start from an idea. There is nothing around that exists that did not start from an idea,
yeah,
which means it can never be that the physical thing is the cause, because the physical thing is always the effect of a prior idea.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But
yeah,
the physical things operate and on a very strange rules, and you see the physical rules. You see, I punched you, but you don't see the decision that you made for me to be there, and you don't see the decision, or the decision for me to talk in the way that I talk to you, and you don't see my weaknesses, which are always mental, never physical.
mm, I see.
The physic, the physical is always junior to the mental. You take two armies, the army with a stronger mental condition will win any army with a weak mental condition. You take two teams, the team that is actually more operating as a team, which is a mental thing, it's not a physical thing. The more
Mm-hmm,
consider themselves friends will be stronger. A person, you take two-person going to the two different, exact same people, and with a more or less same opening starter, and you tell them run a 4 minute mile, and one will tell you it's impossible for 20 years, and one guy never heard about the limitation, and he broke the 4 minute mile.
mm-hmm,
And then everyone else can do a 4 minute mile, where before that there was mountains of research why the body cannot break the 4 minute mile, because he heard the idea that he cannot. But there was one guy that didn't hear the idea. He came from wherever in Africa. He didn't read the research. So he
mm-hmm.
broke the 4 minute miles. And after that, within a year, 2,000 people broke the 4 minute miles. You get the
Yeah,
idea?
yeah, true. It's fascinating. Okay, yeah, 100%. So basically, the body is really the result. It's the secondary thing to the mind, and it's almost like, in many ways, I almost think of it like, if there's an assembly line of bodies that come off, right? And there's just body, body, body. Most bodies are really quite similar to other bodies in terms of their makeup. Like, bodies are really, really similar, but you have totally drastically different things happening within them, and that's the result of the mind.
Yeah.
We have. It's very interesting what you're saying.
If
Sorry,
you
go
look,
ahead.
if you look at a person, we take Neo, my son, yes?
Yeah.
Neo used to be skinny a year ago,
Mhm.
skinny, weak, and like really nothing.
Mhm.
And he decided one day to come with me to the gym, and he started to train, and he decided that he is going to become strong. In 1 year, he put on 30 kilo of muscles.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
He's beating
he's
us
now,
all.
he
It's
is like,
nuts.
now he's the beast. He is
Yeah,
like, he just did, after a year, when he started, he couldn't do, the bar was difficult for him. 20 kilo was difficult for him to do bench press. He just did 105, I think, for 4 reps or something like that.
amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, 100%. Now we have here at the end of the day both trauma and it was somebody said at the end of the day both trauma and landmines do cause change in the way one experiences life. Physical pain is easy to spot and handle, but a mental landmine is going to alter the way you relate to others gradually, right?
So if you, for anything that you think that you're the effect of, is a lie, because the spirit is cause.
Anything
So
okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
anything you think that you're the effect of is a lie, because the spirit is cause.
Mhm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that's a principle. So when someone tell me, well, it happened because, I don't know, because the stars are sitting in a specific angle, nonsense. Physical
Mhm.
things are always subservient to the spirit.
Mhm.
So mental health, if we say that it's a trauma, and I say it's not incorrect, but it doesn't open the door for handling. So what do I care? So you can call it trauma or jana or bama. It doesn't make a difference, because it's a name. I can call it trauma or jama or pama. It doesn't open the door for handling. So if it doesn't open the door for handling, it's useless. But if I say that mental health problems is only a problem of a mix up in the data, and the data can be restored, as we can demonstrate it time and time again, which means the program is not a problem, the spirit is not a problem, the spirit is perfect. The picture, the data that you deal with is mixed up. So we can fix the data, and that data is not in your cells. The data is
Mhm.
not in your brain, and we can prove it separately. But the idea is that since the data is not in your brain and it's not in your cells, it cannot be fixed by drugs, because drugs can get you a temporary relief of the physical effect of your mental condition.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You
It's a
can get
temporary relief of your physical condition. Yes.
a temporary relief of the physical condition that was caused by your mental condition.
Right, which is the actual source.
That's correct. It's what's happening with those pictures. So you can take a person and you can do any operation that you want, and you can give him any medication that you want. If he doesn't want to improve, he will not improve. If you
Mhm.
have a massive loss and he decided, oh, I lost my wife and that's the end of me, or I lost my child and that's the end of me. So you fix his heart and their lungs will break, and you fix his lungs and his brain
Yeah,
will break. He will not continue,
true. Yeah,
regardless of what
100%.
you give him,
Mhm.
because the spirit is the boss. And
Yeah,
before you understand that, nothing happened. And the spirit operating on broken pictures make mistakes that damage the body, that cause pain, that cause physical pain, that cause emotional pain. And all of those pains, without exception, the source is the pictures or your viewpoint on the pictures. But for us, for this moment, is the pictures. If the spirit can fix the pictures, all the mental health problem are gone.
yeah. So I have a question on that front, and then there's some people here that ask questions. What does a life look like, just in a few words, of somebody that mental health problems are gone? Like this is a statement of, hey, you should ideally be operating without mental health problems. They should be gone. What does that actually look like?
You are not, someone with a mental health problem is afraid, he's protecting, he's worried, and generally not happy, which means he cannot produce, he cannot honestly produce. A
Mhm.
person that don't have mental health problem, not only that he is not worried, but wherever he goes, people trust him, so they lose their own worried.
Mm.
Not only that he is happy, but whatever he goes, he makes other people happy, get them to produce. Not only that he is not protecting anything, he is not trying not to die, but he's living. So when he is around, people are living and like they live their life. And when he's not around, they're trying not to die.
Mm.
So there is a certain calmness mixed with unbelievable beauty.
Wow. Wow.
That's so high aesthetic with calmness of someone super powerful. If you have someone super powerful, he's not worried. Yes, let's say that I have you. You can think about it as someone that don't have mental health problem, similar to someone that have endless amount of money.
Mhm.
And he has billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in cash available to him, and his biggest problem is to pay for Uber.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
$5. It's nothing. It's not an issue. So
Yeah.
now, when if because he's saying he will need a game, and the game will be to improve the life of others.
Mhm. I see. I see.
Are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
He himself, he
Wow.
just comes
That's
in and he
amazing.
says, "Don't worry, I'm here. Everyone will calm down."
Mhm.
His presence alone, and not a problem. Whatever will happen to me, I know he can help me.
Mhm.
Whatever happened to me, he can fix it.
Yeah.
Whatever I do, he's here. Oh, thank God. It's
Mhm.
like children look at their parents. Oh, father is here. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Yes. If
Yeah.
the father is sane, yes. If the father is not a
Of
monster.
course. Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing picture. Okay, I love it. I love that. That's a great answer. So somebody here, Cameron McCoy,
Mhm.
said the goat. First of all, do you know what goat means, by the way? Okay, so I can teach you something. The goat, he called you the goat. The goat stands for greatest of all time.
Ah,
GOAT, but it's also
yeah.
like the animal. So people use the
Like
goat
man.
emoji.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So the goat is like, he said, you're the greatest of all time. And he
Thank you.
asked Mayor, yeah, he said, Mayor, what's the number one daily habit for gaining confidence?
No habit. Habit is just being a robot. Robot has habits.
Hmm.
If I have habit, it means regardless of the situation around me, I have to do that. I have a habit. This is my habit. I have to do that. It's a habit. It's not under my control, so I'm useless.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anyone that tells you that you need habit is telling you, look, we gave up on making you responsible, so we'll make you into a machine. We'll give you habits.
Yeah, everybody's looking for what's the habit of millionaires and how do you develop good habits so that you can
You,
succeed
you
better?
don't. You don't develop good habits. You
Hmm.
actually uh, look at the situation, and based on the target that you want to achieve, you decide what to do, and you fall in love with what you need to do. But if I have a habit, it's not important what I need to achieve. I have a habit. So my habit is to smile. Someone dead, but my habit is to smile. I know that at 5 p.m. I must smile. But someone died. No, but I need to smile because that's my habit. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
see. Hmm.
Don't don't rely on habits. Habits is an admission of defeat. Someone that have the viewpoint of I'm defeated will look for habit because he say I'm nothing. So something, a habit, like an automatic mechanism, some kind of a robot in my head will tell me what to do because I'm useless.
Mm. Wow. Hmm.
Habit is some kind of a robot in my head that tell me what to do because I'm useless. Excuse me, I'm not useless.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so
Other
different to what
things,
anybody says. Go
yes,
go go
it's
ahead,
like
sorry.
run away from habits.
Mhm.
Run,
Uh-huh.
this is nonsense. I don't want any habit. I want to look what's the correct thing right now. What's the biggest result with the least amount of effort.
Hmm.
That's what
Exactly.
I'm looking for. The biggest result, what will get me closest to my result with the least amount of effort.
Hmm.
That cannot be a habit, because habit mean I'm not changing. Whatever happened, I do that. I do. This is what I do because this is what the habit tell me to do. So how will I even improve? Because it's a habit. I do this thing. I wake up at 5 o'clock every day. No, 5 a.m. No, that's my habit. No, I wake up when I decide that it's the correct time to wake up. Sometimes I sleep 2 hours per day. Sometimes six. Sometimes nothing,
Yeah.
because I look at what I'm trying to achieve, that determine what I need to do, and that will determine what I'm going to fall in love in for today.
Hmm.
And if today I need to open and close doors, I'm falling in love with doors. Every move of the door, every scratch of the door cause me into ecstasy. It's like, whoa, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. The door open, the door close. I'm like, and you think, oh, but this is crazy. No, that's sanity, because I decide that I love what I want to do, not what I need to do, what I want to do in order to bring the result. I never do what I feel. I never do what I want. I never do anything other than what's the result. This what needs to be done. That's what I do. So when people tell me, okay, I'll do my best, I know this guy is useless. I never
Hmm.
do my best. I do what's needed to bring the result. Just useless people do their best. It's the already
True.
preparing the justification, the excuse for why they didn't make it. Oh, I did my best, so I have an excuse. No, I'm going to bring the result, whatever it takes. If I die in the process, so be it.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Wow, what a
Wow. What?
powerful viewpoint. And that actually answers about how do you bring about confidence. That's exactly the viewpoint.
That's the
Ashley
view.
said, that's the viewpoint. Yes. Ashley said, Neo's amazing. Well, earlier talking about Neo, totally. He really is. She said, great definition of drugs. Wow. uh, we want to get back to the topic of the mind, but Arjuna said, why do neuroscientists, psychologists, etc., connect mental health with brain or brain hormones like cortisol, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin instead of the mind? Why don't they bring up the mind, basically?
Okay, so let's set up the frame first of all. Do you agree that in the 18th century they thought that they are the most advanced at the time? The
In the
scientists at
18th
that time.
century, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. At the beginning of the 19th century, they thought that they are the most advanced.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And two generations before us thought that they are the most advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And our generation think that we are the most advanced, yes?
Yes.
How much mistakes, if you take all the research that has been done throughout those years, from the 18th century to today, how much false data people operate on?
Endless. I mean,
Endless,
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 endless. Yeah.
endless. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because
the
it all
fact that
changed. Yeah, 100%.
scientists say something means nothing.
Hmm.
If you cannot observe for yourself, then you better stop living.
Mm.
Not scientists, not facts, not nothing should confuse you. Why? Because a fact is just the current majority agreement. And the majority is always wrong.
Hmm.
Why? Because if this is all the people on the planet, this guy is the most clever one. Okay? This guy
Hmm.
is the most clever one. This is less clever. This is less clever, and stupid. So
Hmm.
when this guy talks something, and let's say this is the 1% of the planet, when these people say something, these people more or less understand them, not fully. These people think that they're stupid. These people think that they need to be fought, and these people don't even hear them.
Yeah.
So if you go what you do, the majority, it means we need to take something in the middle. You take everything divided by the number, and what you get is that, yes?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
majority. It's nonsense, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Total nonsense. Improvement never comes from a group. Improvement comes from an individual. The group
Hmm.
helps. The group helps. The group support. But improvement comes because someone said, the hell with the facts, we can fly.
Yeah.
The hell with the facts, we can communicate over distance. Someone say, the hell with the facts, we can fly. Otherwise, until today, we couldn't fly.
True.
Someone say, the hell with the fact the planet is round, or maybe the planet is not round. The hell with the fact, and actually the planet is built from 8 different straight planes. There is more and more evidence that what we see is just an illusion of an elliptic or something like that. So, the first thing is, I will not listen to anyone, but I will observe.
Yeah. I see.
Okay,
Amazing. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
the first thing.
Okay.
Okay, now let's talk about the brain. Everyone thinks that the brain is thinking. Yes,
Yeah.
everyone knows. So I told you the principle that if everyone knows something, it's probably wrong, because truth is unique.
Yes.
No, but you really look at that. Truth has to be unique. So if everyone agree on something, if the majority agree on something, it is wrong, because truth must be unique.
Can't there be truth that everybody knows to be true?
No, because you have different viewpoints, so it cannot be the same.
Okay, I see. Okay,
I
interesting.
put
Fair.
this thing, you see this pen from here, and you call it pen, and I call it pen. But what I see here is a whole writing and a whole different thing. You don't see the same.
Yes,
But
I
me
see.
and you call it a pen.
Yeah.
So it cannot be the two viewpoints will see the same thing. Truth is unique. It's a
Okay.
principle that most people cannot assimilate. But over time, you'll see that it's true.
Yeah. Let the
Truth,
medicine work.
yeah,
Yeah.
truth, truth is unique.
Uh-huh.
More than that, truth has no continuation.
And what do you mean
So,
by that? Truth has no continuation.
so truth, it means there's no change from the original, yes? That's the definition of truth. No change from the original. But you on a planet that moves, and there's time that change, and the atoms are moving, so there's always a change from the original. So there could not be a continuation. If there is a continuation, it means this was times 0, now this is t0 plus 1. So there's already a change. So it cannot be the truth.
I see. Okay, gotcha. Okay, and so
Truth.
then Arjuna said, what about universal laws, like the law of gravity?
Hold on. Before that, hold on.
Okay.
Everything, including gravity, including everything, is just a viewpoint, because how we understand gravity today and how we understood it 20 years ago is different. But let's look at just for a second on the brain, okay? So people believe that the brain is thinking. But if you take a person that die and come back, and this is was something that I had, there's a whole story about it. I will not say the whole story, but I was talking to one professor in Israel that doing brain research, and we became very good friends, and we were doing kite surfing together. And one day I told him, you know that the brain do not think, and he told me, come on, Mary, you're very clever, but this is nonsense. Everyone knows. And I said, because everyone knows, you need to know that it's nonsense. And he told me, prove it to me. And I said, I'll prove it to you if you buy me dinner. And he was foolish enough to be willing to buy me dinner. He's obviously not Jewish.
Uh-huh.
he's, he's Jewish.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
anyway, so I'm telling him, okay, so here we go. Did you ever see a person that died and come back? He says, yes, there's a lot of research on that, and I saw a lot of study. Okay, wonderful. Now, when a person die, during the time that he died, before he come back, is it true that there is no activity in the brain, zero activity? He says, yes, this is true. There is no activity in the brain. Okay, but when he come back, he tells you all the things that he taught and all the decisions that he made and all the things that he realized. But he didn't have a brain. And more than that, most of them tell you that they were outside of the body. It's not the body that taught. And more than that, if you say, if you really just listen to what people say, you say, I think that. You don't say, my brain think that. And you
Mm-hmm.
and your brain is not the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
that's true.
because your brain change every day, because every day cells are dying, and you are still you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting. Okay,
the
I'm with you.
brain
Yes.
think, but the brain do act as a massive um, uh, interchange, massive network of data. It's much like a switch, but a very, very advanced switch that knows how to switch data uh, from the mind to you. How? Through energy that goes into the brain. It fires specific commands that got on the nerve system and on the glands and cause the body to animate. But the brain do not think like a switch, do not think like a switchboard, do not think.
Mm-hmm.
It's just routing communication.
I
But
see.
because you can see that it's routing communication, if you imagine that you look at the switchboard, like this old switchboard that they used to put cables through, and
Yes.
imagine that you just looked in the switchboard and you didn't see the operator that connecting. You'll think that the switchboard doing the thinking,
Yes.
because you don't see the person farther talking, and you don't see the person that receive it, but you hear the conversation and you think, no, the switchboard is talking.
Right. I see. Yeah.
Are you with?
Absolutely.
So by looking at the switchboard and not realizing it's a switchboard, the scientists think that the brain thinks, and no, the brain do not think. The brain only route communication, and it can create new routes of communication, but it's only switch,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
only routing. It doesn't add, but it does detract from the communication, and the communication is only to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me?
Uh-huh.
Still, the
Yeah.
boss, the guy that putting out the communication is you.
I see. Yeah. You, the spirit.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so, what about the different chemicals that people talk about that's in the brain? Cortisol, dopamine, serotonin. I take a drug, it improves my dopamine levels, it reduces whatever.
So, so you take a switch, and you can say, okay, I'm now going to double the speed. I'm not using dial-up. I'm using a cable, and the speed will increase, but
Hmm.
increasing of the same garbage.
Hmm. I see.
You understand? The
Mm.
communication increase, but if when I'm talking I'm slow, so let's say that I have a problem and I talk very slow. Does it make a difference if the internet is extremely slow or extremely fast? No, I'm still slow.
I see.
Let's say that I talk nonsense. Does it make a difference if the internet is super fast or slow? No.
Okay.
So what happened when you take a drug and you feel more energetic? It's not you feeling more energetic. There is a machine that called the body, and the body operate differently. So let's say you have a pain, and I'm now cutting the communication from the brain to you, to the spirit. So the
Hmm.
body will not feel pain, but the pain is still there if the pain is emotional, yes?
Yes. Or physical. Yeah.
Or physical, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, got it. So yeah, makes sense. Fantastic. I know we're a little tight on time. Lauren asked a question on Instagram here. So reliance on drugs in relation to reliance on, for example, shampoo or deodorant. What's the difference? So, for example, if yeah, you get that question. Okay.
So the difference between a drug and a product that you use is that a drug change the sequence of pictures in the
Hmm.
mind. So when it changed the sequence of pictures in the mind, it's destructive. But if I get the body and I drill a hole and I put an earring, it's not a problem, because
Mm.
it's just the body. If I cut my hand, it's not a problem because it's just the body.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mind without a hand can perform 50 billion times with people that have 8 hands with Vishnu. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I can operate better than him. Vishnu is a
Yeah.
god that had
Yes,
many
and
hands.
yeah.
So I can operate. So I can operate better than him if I'm in a mental condition that better. So you take this Hopkins. What is his
Oh,
name? This
Stephen Hawkins.
Hawkins.
I
So
hope I'm
he
not
was,
destroying the name,
yeah,
but people know
yeah.
who I'm
So he
talking about.
was totally paralyzed and deformed, but he had so much contribution because who cares about the body?
Mm-hmm.
He had
Mm-hmm.
much more contribution than a bum in the street that has perfect body, or even a person that born to a rich family and got inheritance and never produced a day in his life, or a criminal that has massive muscles and is super strong and sit in jail or
Yeah,
should be in
true.
jail.
Right, right.
So the thing, what defined the value of the person is not his body. It's not
Mm.
his body. Of course,
Yeah,
it's better to have a better body,
yeah.
but the boss is what actually makes the difference. Is what actually make the difference. Are you going to stay this extra 5 hours and finish the job that you have, or are you going to say, "I did my best"?
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually going to control yourself, or say, "But this is what I want"?
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually going to help your friend and demand exchange, or just help them and don't ask for exchange and create a criminal?
Yeah.
That's the difference. And all of that thing has to do with you, the spirit. And when you don't act ideally as the spirit, it is only because the mind is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
The spirits cannot get messed up. You cannot kill a spirit. You cannot destroy a spirit. You can only convince the spirit not to be involved. And the less you are involved, the more habits you have, the less
Mm.
of the magic that is you is there. And so your life and the life of everyone deteriorate.
Wow. Amazing. That's amazing. That's just that line should be replayed a few times. Just go back a minute, play. Go back a minute, play. Amazing. Wow. Very powerful. And
Mhm.
really, we're coming to the end here. I'm sure people want to know, okay, what do I do about these pictures in my mind? How do I organize them? And now, of course, by the way, we're doing tomorrow the ADHD webinar, which really is all about mental health. ADHD is just the overarching topic, but it's going to help in all parts of life. Anybody listening, by the way, it's free. You can go to adhd.gprosperity.com and register. You'll learn a lot more about what we're talking about here. But, Mayor, from your viewpoint, what's next for someone who's going, okay, so how do I improve my mental health condition? How do I handle these pictures that are got messed up over time?
So first of all, a person that actually get this thought of how do I deal with that is a clever person because he can recognize truth, and he already
Yes.
improved.
Hmm.
Already
Okay.
improved
Yeah.
because at least he knows the source of the problem, and he knows that the handling is not drugs. It's not something that's going to mess up my pictures even more.
Hmm.
So for a person like that, you need to start on the journey of truth.
Hmm.
And I have to warn you that once you start on the journey of truth, there's no way back. And now the journey of truth is not the journey of what everyone thinks is right. It's not something that sounds good. It will always be something that will challenge you.
Hmm.
It will always be something that will cause you an immediate no, but it's against the fact. If it's something that you already agreed to, you're not on the road to truth. You are on the road to average and below. This
True.
is the average, yes, what everyone think, yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you need to be aware that if you take this brave step of I'm not going to be defeated anymore, and I'm going to take the step on the road to truth, it's a dangerous road
Mm.
because it cannot be traveled halfway. Because
Mhm.
you open a Pandora box that is from the viewpoint of those people that, or those beings that put you here and put the limitations onto your mind, that put those minds in your mind. Those beings don't want you to know. So once you
Wow.
open it, you start to deal with these minds. And once they, if you don't know how to handle them, I don't think that even God can help you. And I'm a religious person.
Yeah.
So, so I will suggest that if you decide to take the step, if you're brave enough to take the step and to start to go on the road to truth, contact us. I will give you the steps, what you need to do. It's a long road, but really short, because you've been deteriorating for the past few trillion years as a being, as a spirit. And if you can recover in one lifetime, it's a miracle beyond miracles.
Mhm. Amazing. That's super incredible and really a choice for each listener to make.
Yeah,
Do you want to do that? Do you want to
it's not
embark
for
on that
everyone.
journey? Yeah, it's not for
Yeah,
everyone. No.
no, definitely
Yeah,
not. It's
because it
not.
the minute you start, as you said, the minute you start to take these things on that challenge what people know to be true, what everybody regurgitates, what every guru's spitting online, anybody that knows Mayor, um, yeah, it's like what Arjuna said. You have such a mind blowing knowledge that it is really it's mind blowing and the mind's mind blowing. And so once you embark on that, you're dealing around nothing less than minds, that you're going into that field, which currently lay relatively dormant. Yes, you see the effects of them. They've exploded here and there. You have some mental health problems. It's nothing compared to if you go down the road and you don't know how
Yeah,
to traverse it. Amazing. Amazing. So Lauren, by the way, said thank you for answering that. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, she's referring to the
yeah.
ADHD webinar. Yes, Lauren, see you tomorrow.
See you
So
tomorrow.
again,
Yes.
tomorrow is the ADHD webinar. Do you want to? We've been working on it some time today. We did a lot of headway on I kind of doing the final preparations on it. Do you want to just say a few words on what we're covering tomorrow?
Yes. So tomorrow you will totally have a conceptual understanding of what does it mean mental, because right now we gave you a general idea of the minds and the pictures, uh, but obviously it's a little bit more. And once you understand the basic principle of something, at that moment you have something to compare to.
Hmm.
And otherwise, you are not comparing to anything, which means anyone can sell you any nonsense. So if, for example, let's say that the principle in the physical universe that if I leave this thing, it falls. Yes, you know that there's a principle. Now, if I come to you and I say, I leave it and it's fly without any energy source, without anything, if you are not cuckoo, you know that it's a trick. You know
Hmm.
that there's something that you don't see because you understand the principle.
Yeah.
And there are principles of life. And those principles of life are not many, by the way. But if you know them, you will never be able to be tricked. And you will not be able not to bring results in your life. Wherever you will go, the result will follow. You will be like whatever you will touch will turn into gold.
Wow.
whatever rough diamond you will touch, you will polish. Just your presence alone will polish all the diamonds and will turn all the dirt into gold.
Fantastic. That's incredible. That's a worthwhile journey to go down,
Yeah, you
as
need to
opposed
learn
to
the
this
principle.
slow deterioration that everybody's on without noticing. And I think that people don't really notice that they're on a deterioration until they either see a loved one or a friend or their spouse going through something and they're like, "Whoa, what happened?" They're going through something, or all of a sudden there's a something that happens with them. And then it's like,
Yeah,
"Wow, how did I get here?" There's
yeah,
a slow deterioration happening. And what
yeah,
you're saying is the exact opposite.
yeah.
It can
So
be the
if you
opposite.
learn
Yeah.
the principles, you'll
Hmm.
see.
Yeah.
People talk about magnetic personality, and in my view, magnetic personality is a personality that do not surrender to the lies of the physical universe.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
have kind of the people call them mentalists or mediums, all kind of, and most of them are cheat. But a real person, a real one, is a person that did not succumb to the lies of the physical universe, and by his presence alone, he improved everyone and everything around him. Just his presence. He doesn't need to do anything. He
Hmm.
shows up, and this guy is different. He just opened his mouth, and it's not necessarily the accent or something, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. Yeah. There is something different. Yeah.
it's
I
something
get what
different.
you mean.
Guy's different. This
Yeah.
I don't understand it maybe, but this guy knows. And don't
Yeah.
argue with.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes. Tomorrow is going to be incredible. If you want to dive deeper, and the next step is to learn what the mind is, what mental means, join tomorrow. It's free. ADHD.gprosperity.com. Register. If you're seeing it after and you want a replay, you can go to the website and register, or just write to us. We can get you a replay, but you need to register to get that replay. So speak to us. We'll arrange it for you. I
yeah.
cannot wait to see everybody on. It's going to be, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to deliver this
And if,
material.
and if you love people, if you want to help people for real, get them to join.
Yes.
I can tell you for sure, it's the most valuable thing you can do for a person. Yes, we're talking about a specific uh, topic, mental health, ADHD. It's really the key is the principles.
Hmm.
The mental health, etc. It's just the cover. It's just the manifestation that people show right now. But it's the principles is what will save you. The
Absolutely.
truth will save you, and the truth comes in the form of principles. They operate always.
Fascinating,
Okay.
expansive, incredible, endless words for it. Kapil said, "That's you, Mayor, because you create miracles by transforming lives every day." True. Carmela
Thank you.
said, "Life changing." Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
and this was really special. So thank you to everybody that watched. Thank you to
you.
everybody that's sharing this. Thank you to everybody that's joining tomorrow and sharing tomorrow with your friends. And I cannot wait to see you on. Thank you,
And thank
Abba.
you,
It was
Kathy.
beyond wow. It was incredible. I love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Thank
Mwah.
you for being
Thank you.
amazing. Mwah. I love you, Baba.
Mwah. I love you. Bye.